This is different than your website. The problem with your website is you give away too much, too quick, too often. You make people search through your website trying to find everything on there. You copy everybody else. Home, about us, our services, contact, fees, and all these drop-down type of menus here. The landing page is a different concept in creating websites. And you could do this yourself if you know how to create websites. But if you don't, no worries, there's ways of doing it. It's called a landing page, and I call it a squeeze page also because I want to get some information out of those people. I'm going to ask you a question. Does anybody remember me telling this story about the deaf and blind situation last time? Did I tell that last time? You were in my other class and you were in my other class. Does anybody else remember? Good. You guys have been to too many of my classes. I got to tell the story again because it's perfect, okay? You're going to hear it. Okay, you're going to hear it. I was asked to be the presenter at the Deaf and Blind annual event in Salt Lake City. Isn't that weird? And I don't know anything about that. I don't have a deaf child or a blind child, but they asked me to be the keynote speaker because it was like a positive mental attitude type of a thing, and I'm good at that kind of stuff. And I emailed the lady back and I says, thank you for paying me money for doing this kind of stuff, but I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, I could talk, but I don't know that world. I don't know that world. I said to the organizer of the event, can I have the emails of everybody who's attending? And she said no, which was good. She shouldn't have. You don't want to give away that kind of stuff. It's very confidential. You know, if you have a deaf or a blind, you're laughing because our emails are just, I hate all the stuff that I get in my email box every day. And I said, do you mind sending an email to all of your people for my benefit? And she said, I'd be happy to do that. The email was simple. Hi, I'm Peter Brooks. I'm going to be the last speaker on Wednesday at 4 p.m. and I know nothing about what you're going through. This is a thing to get parents together to support each other. I know nothing what you're going through, and I need your help, because every time I give a talk, I talk right to that particular group, and their needs are, whether it be the Hawaiian group or the deaf and blind group. They're totally different mentalities. Next paragraph, would you mind going to my website and answering one question, colon, tell me the biggest challenges you face every day. And then it had a website. I came up with, I got 30 domain names, and this one happened to be Peter Brooks Speaks or something like that. It didn't even matter, the website, because they just had to click on it. Didn't even matter. They sent it out to the 60 people that were coming. I had 30 people go to my website and answer. It was one page, and it looked exactly like this on page 49. It had a video, and the video was me standing in my front yard holding up my iPhone. Hi, I'm Peter Brooks. Or hi, I looked like a dork, but it was very honest and sincere, because it was. Hi, this is Peter Brooks, and hey, I get to see you, and it's going to be a wonderful day, just like Stephen. It's going to be a wonderful day, but I need you to know what is going on in your mind and your heart. What do you deal with? How do you deal with it? What's the challenge that you have? If you could just go right here on my website, just enter your name and your email, and then there was a box there also for their message. Tell me what your biggest challenge is. I had 30% response. Excuse me, a 50% response. I had 30 out of 60 people go there. Is that high? That is massively high. Do you notice all the things that I did there? I was talking right to them. I wasn't, hi, this is Peter Brooks, and I've got 3 kids, and they're not blind or deaf. They didn't want to hear that. Hi, this is Peter Brooks, and I've been marketing and advertising for years. They didn't want to hear that. It was all about them. And that's what this landing page is all about. This is where people shouldn't rip you off like they did with you. They should say, I want to give you some information on how to improve your printing business, and I promise this will be the last email I'll ever send you. You give me your name and your email, and I'll send you this report, and I won't contact you again unless you opt in. You would do that, because now you're afraid. The defenses are up. Who uses a landing page in here and has great success with it? Forget my story about the deaf and blind people, and that worked. And then the website's down, it's done. And it was for that very purpose. Excuse me. Who's used one before and had good success with it? Jeff?
We run campaigns or contests, different things, so we have a landing page that they go to.
Is it one page?
Yeah, well then it links to other things.
What is the purpose of that page? This is how you do it, by the way.
Other information.
And how's your success rate?
In May first full week in May is sub week, what we call the National Substitute Appreciation Week. So we sent a notice to the districts to encourage their subs to come in and register for free prizes. So that's a landing page.
How does, yes, it is, because here's some of the rules on the landing page. Let me see if I've got the rules. Oh yes, please turn over to page 50. Oh, Fisher Investments. If you want to steal from anybody, copy Fisher Investments and how they do their marketing. Told you wanted to be here today, Garrett. And I didn't know you were going to be here until I met your dad on the streets of Logan. I came up to get you, but you were not there. Fisher Investments. Garrett, what do you know about Fisher Investments by chance?
I know they advertise a whole lot.
Buku bucks, don't they? Do you know what they do? What services they provide?
Range financial services, including retirement planning.
These guys.
Energy?
No, that's a little bit different. That's a different Fisher. This is their landing page. It's an example of a great one. Get your free copy of a 15-minute retirement plan. How to avoid running out of money when you need it the most. See, now it's talking to you, huh, Darlene? See, someday you're going to be the oldest person in this room, but not yet. And see, that's something that's on that particular mind. Notice on there, it had the call to action in 3 places. Click here, it's free underneath the guide. Click here over to the right to download your copy. And then at the very bottom, that traditional button. By the way, when you're creating websites, there is a great book worth considering getting. I'm not going to give you mine. It cost me $50. This Steve Krug is a rip, but it's good stuff. This is to me, the best way of creating websites, and this is how I create my websites now. Don't make me think. I hate to tell you this, but we're getting into the dumb generation. And I'm going to look at you, but you guys are quick now. You are instant. You want things fast. You're not big readers. See Hal's over there thinking, yeah, that's me, man. Yeah, I can relate. This particular book gives some really interesting advice. Hang on a sec. The title is Don't Make Me Think. Your web page should be self-evident, obvious, and self-explanatory. When you go to the website, they give 2 examples here. The traditional one gives people choices. Okay? You don't want to give people choices. You don't want to give people choices. It's either A or nothing. This is on the landing page. If you would like this free report on how to buy yarn or whatever you do, Shannon, I mean all the stuff that you have, you got to click here and give it to me, and it's got to be very honest. A lot of times I'll put my phone number on the landing page too if they want to talk to a real person, say, is this legit? I mean, that's okay. But I don't put on there my history. I don't put on there all the services I can offer. The landing page is for one purpose only. It is really useful. Darlene, you could use it on each one of the properties that you offer. Interesting thought, isn't it? Not that I'm saying you could do that. Yours is obvious. What about you?
Well, I guess I'm not understanding this landing page so much. Is this
Would you get me a water so I can throw him out? Hand me a water right there. Yes.
It's not like an extra step. I mean, I consider myself fairly online savvy stuff. I just don't see. I guess I'm not grasping the whole.
That's okay. The philosophy of my marketing is this, and it is called the stair-step approach to marketing. It's nothing like.
Yeah, I understand that. But
Okay.
I'm saying, this seems like another avenue of gaining information for me I may not want to give out. Just another site to go into that's going to get my email. And
The site will talk about one thing. Did you go to Spanish Fork this year to the thing where they throw paint on you?
No, I try to avoid that.
Does anybody go to that?
My brother did.
How old's your brother? Don't tell me he's older than you.
No, he took his camera.
It's interesting place. I bring that up as a point there because the purpose of a landing page is for one purpose only, and that is to gather information. I guess I should be a little more clear there. Sometimes websites, they have so many options, and on the side they say, hey, join our email list. The landing page is taking all that information, expanding it into why should I join my email list?
So is this gaining access to the website?
No, it's gaining access to their information so you can start a relationship with them. Yeah, and sometimes it does go to the website.
I'm just viewing, and had a lot of discussions about millennials and who's actually going to be the future customers.
Yeah.
I just see that as being, I don't know, a step that they may not want to take.
If it's the reason I brought up the Spanish Fork Hare Krishna Temple annual spring festival where they throw paint, my kid goes down there every year, is because it's talking about one issue, one problem, one thing. So you got to remember, you got to go back a step further. Let's say that you're running a classified ad somewhere, like either a newspaper or online or whatever. This is a great place for people to go there. And you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to get them there, and now you can give a whole story. Remember, one of the key components of this, there's 3 key components to having a wonderful landing page, and Fisher doesn't do it on page 50, and that is that the video is very powerful, and it's got to be a 1-minute video. My videos are too long. It is hard to get a video. 4 minutes is an eternity in the YouTube world, isn't it, Jessica? That's the first thing people look at, is how long it's going to be, then if it's going to be a benefit. Because we think, oh, it's just way too much to read. This guy, I'm not avoiding the question, I'm giving you a long answer. This guy, when he wrote his book, he said, by the way, he sells it for $45. He says, the reason I made this book small is because people judge it immediately whether I'm going to read it or I'm going to go into it or not. The thing about a landing page, I'm going to send you guys some examples. I don't know how I'm going to remind myself. I'm going to send you some examples of some killer landing pages. There's one for Dean Jackson, who's a real estate guy. Dean Jackson is his name. And his landing page is, hey, do you want more information on how to get more listings? That's talking to only one person in this room, right? You. For your particular thing, the problem is we expect somebody to go to the website and be smart enough to know where to go. The landing page not dumbs it down, that's not the right word, but it focuses them on the right path that you want to go. What happens when you give them too much is they'll go into all kinds of directions. Not me, man. You want to rock and roll with me? You got to do business with me. In fact, one of the things I'm going to talk about right now is none of you have said, hey, I want to hire you. I don't care if you want to do it. If you want to hire me, you're going to go through my process. And I know it sounds kind of like I'm a dictator. No, I know what's best for you. And once you go through my process, you're going to say, hey, you're pretty smart. I'll put you through the process and show you how it is. But yeah, so yeah, you can if you feel like they need to go to your website. I have multiple websites. I had one for this class, which is called Marketing Impossible. There was only one purpose on that website, was to get your butts in my seats right here. That's it. I have another website. It's called mymarketingstinks.com. The only purpose of that website is to get you to come to class, and Huey and Louie back here have come. Okay, the rest of you, that's fine. You can come some other day. It's too far for you guys to come down anyway, to come down every week. That doesn't bother me. What bothered me, that whole thing was that you want to come. I make you do something. What did I make you do, Jason, in order to come to that free My Marketing Stinks class? You dang right. And where's my registration page? And then
limits who can actually get in there.
That's correct. So 24 seats.
Last week or something, it says, no, sorry, you're...
That's correct. You can't come. Right. That's the law of not enough seats. Marketing, the law of something. My point is that particular website is for only one purpose, okay? I have another website. It's called themarketingvitamin.com. The Marketing Vitamin is for people that want kind of a 2 or 3 times a week daily jolt of something to actually do in their business. In fact, that's where you're going to find the videos of this particular class on there. You're going to sign up. Your first month's going to be free. Then it's going to be $5 a month for the rest of your life, just to see me again. Every landing page has a specific purpose. You, Mr. Groove, could do that because you got multiple markets. What I love, you got to see his brochures, creative, clever. But what I would do is I would probably more departmentalize them because you, as I recall, you got 3 main things that you do, which is good, but a little bit different mindset. So I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying, when I was looking at it, I said, oh yeah, it's graphic, and there's printing. You know what I mean? It is a big challenge. See, the problem is you guys are too smart for what you're doing. You got to think like your customer. The customer doesn't know what to do, and that's why you want to have a landing page that says, look at this one for Fisher Investments back on 50. Get your free copy. It didn't say call for a free consultation. It didn't say call for a free quote. It said get a free copy. These guys know exactly what's going to happen because they're going to get you to get a free copy. What happens after the free copy? I know what happens. I fill this in, man. I clicked here. What's on the click here page, do you think? Mm-hmm. They put a little asterisk by almost everything on that page. What's your name? What's your address? What's your phone number? What's your email? What's your annual income? And I try to leave some of those blank. It's like the Jurassic Park. Remember when he tried to get out of the park? You know, no report for you, man. You have that right. I know it's a long answer, but does that make a little more sense?
Yeah.
What are you going to do it for? See, you got too many businesses. That's your problem, Stephen.
And that's what we're doing. We're right now indulging our sensibilities and jumping full on into creating web, the total social network platforms.
The first thing that you need to do, folks, and this is another key phrase that I'm going to say right now, you better dang well know what your stair-step case is, going from suspects, prospects to customers and beyond. And don't let the person tell you what that process ought to be. You decide that. But it's all based on what their needs are. Am I talking out of both sides of my mouth? No, I'm not. I'm saying you need to help people buy in the right way. And I have found great success by giving people information. By having them go to a line, it makes them feel safe. 24/7 number and landing pages, safe.
So if we're getting started on adventures, is it better just to set up different landing pages for different segments of the market we want to target?
Man alive. Okay, you want to know the answer to that? You go to brooksad.com, another one of my websites, and download my report. I'm not going to give you the answer. You want it? I want your name and your email. It's a good report too. brooksad.com, and you scroll down and there's a report on there called How to Advertise, and it's rule number 1. I'll give you the answer because I know you're going to go download it. You choose one market at a time when you market to. You don't market to everybody at the same time. You can't. It's ridiculous. You market to one person, and the more narrow you are, the better. Even you, Darlene, you're pretty narrow. You can even be narrower, and I don't know how. Could be either by income or where they live, or is the spouse alive? Lots of interesting factors. Did you know you could buy a mailing list for almost anything? You could buy a mailing list. I probably used this example before. I want to reach all people in Eagle Mountain who make $150,000 or more, who've lived there more than 3 years, who have more than 2 kids, and are not LDS. So you get a list of like 10 people, right? Oh, and the polygamists, right? You get them too, right? But I'm saying the more specific you are, the more you can talk to them.
I got a mailing list for people who own their home 15 to 20 years or more. So that means they've got equity in their home, and they're probably seniors at this point.
Mm-hmm. You guys all know this. We are such the most consuming society in the world. We're pigs. In fact, sometimes I'm ashamed of what I do, and that is I try to help people buy more. How much more of a house do you guys need? Who's been to a third world country in this room? Where have you been, Steve? Oh, golf, yes, China.
The worst places I've ever seen.
Where?
Outside, more on the interior, where it's...
Which country?
In China.
Yeah. It's just amazing to us on... Well, I don't know why I got off on that tangent. Now I'm pontificating. And I don't think you should be drinking out of these bottles. I think you should be recycling. And don't idle your car. I should live in Seattle, for crying out loud, and have a dog. I mean...
Go, girl.
Oh, man, hell yeah. That's just the way it's going to be around here. What's my point? I have no point with that little tirade, and I'm so sorry. Just delete that from the whole thing right here. Yes, narrow down. Oh, yeah, be very specific on who you're talking to. You got a wonderful market, you and your little doggy clothing and stuff like that. It's cute. I think it's fun. And you know your market. I know you love dog. You love dog. Do you have a dog? Okay, good. Oh, thank goodness. Start taking it here.